everybody. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracles. We are simulcasting on Beyond Mystic YouTube channel and also on Maison Jupiter channel. So, of course, if you are watching from a Beyond Mystic channel, don't forget to give us a like, of course, and also to subscribe to the channel if you resonate, of course. And also, if you are watching from Beyond Mystic, please also give us a visit over here on Maison Jupiter. And also, don't forget to give us a like, also. And this is where you're going to be able to send us some super chats tonight. So, if you have questions for either Sophie or Meg, we'll get through more personal questions toward the second part of the show. So, very excited to be here tonight. We have some special subjects for you. We're going to be talking about the solstice, which is happening exactly tomorrow. So, for the northern hemisphere, it's going to be the summer solstice. And if you are in the southern hemisphere, this is going to be the winter solstice. So, we're going to talk about that. Very interesting. A very special moment for the earth, I believe. And also, we're going to talk about love and romance because I feel like it's also part of this amazing solstice. So, before we talk about that more in length, I'd like to welcome my two co hosts for tonight, Meg and Sophie. So, first, welcome, Meg. And how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to be reunited with you ladies. I don't think we've done a show, Divine Feminine Oracles, all together for like 3 or 4 weeks, right?
That is so true.
So
Well, we're glad to see you, Meg, and Sophie too, because we've been rotating a little bit. We've been traveling a little. So, yeah, you're right, Meg. It's so cool to finally be reunited. I was gonna say the original trio, but not really. But the traditional trio. Let's just say that. And what about you, Sophie? How are you doing? And of course, welcome to the show tonight.
Hi, I'm really glad to be back. Last week was an amazing show. So with Melody, I watched that. Really good. Thank you for welcoming me back. I was afraid she was so good that she was going to take my place forever, but I'm
Of
glad
course
to be
not.
back.
You're funny. Of course not. And hi to everybody watching. Hello, everybody on the chat. It's very lovely to see you, as usual, at our weekly rendezvous. So yeah, as I said earlier, if you'd like to ask either Meg or Sophie some personal questions, you can do so from the super chats on the Maison Jupiter channel, and we will get to your questions more towards the end of the show. Okay, I'd like to start by asking you both. Well, because it's the first time we're reunited in 3 weeks, as you said, Meg. How are you doing? And let's start with you, Meg, maybe. Let us know what was up with you in the past weeks, how you've been feeling,
mhm.
how are you dealing with the energies, and yeah, let us know.
Wow. Well, I'm always saying like there's so much going on and there's so much going on with the energies. The past couple days, I've been really feeling this Sun square Neptune like very
Mm.
strongly. I don't know about all y'all out there, but when we have Sun square Neptune, we can get really like a little bit more airy fairy or ungrounded or wanting to go into escapism, Neptune.
Mm.
So I've been kind of feeling that like the past couple days, that Neptune energy. But the past few weeks, I went on a family vacation with my family to Italy. So spent some quality time in Rome and Sicily, and I'd never been there before, and it was very, very magical. And I took a social media break while I did that, so I didn't look at anything, didn't
Wow.
look at any socials, and I hadn't done that since 2016.
Wow.
So it felt really like refreshing and rejuvenating to take that break and just be in the present moment and enjoy some sunshine and family time. But I'm happy to be back with you all here now. And we missed you, Sophie, last week, but we had a cool show with May Levy. That was really, really interesting. So if anyone is watching and you haven't seen that show with May Levy, check that one out from last week.
Yeah, you're right. It was a great show. And I love the fact that we all bring like such different topics to the table, different energies, and we all have our different own little intuition. And the way that we use this intuition is also very different. So I think we all have like very interesting gifts to bring to the table. Okay, Sophie, what about you? How you been? Let us know how you're dealing with the energies, and are you feeling also the solstice energy with the newness maybe coming with the solstice in
Well, I'm
Cancer?
still waiting to have the explanation on what is this energy, but I have definitely felt a lot of energy around, changing a lot. So I feel it's a roller coaster on and off of energy. So I'm really, I cannot wait for your explanation on what is this energy and how it's going to affect us, because definitely there's a lot of change in the energy around, and I think it shifts by almost a day. Also, I've been sunbathing a lot. I'm taking the sun, so this is really good to just be able to go out. I feel this shift also with season. It's really really a good phase, I think.
Amazing. And you were saying, Meg, that you took a break from social media. And I
Mhm.
think this is such a good idea during this square to Neptune, because also Neptune can represent mainstream media and, like you said, escapism. Yeah, I had some issues to ground myself, so also taking some sun, like you were saying, Sophie, I think is like an amazing practice. I feel like it's probably one of the best thing to do to feel recharged. And yeah, I don't know if you're okay, Carla, because I'm seeing you are in the chat. Hello, beautiful lady, she said. So glad to see you again. And I hope you're okay with me showing the picture. Let me know in the chat if you are, because I don't want to be rude showing a picture if you don't agree with. But I did meet Carla for the first time in person this weekend. Elena and I went on a quick trip to Miami. It's been so long since I went to the United States, so it felt really good to be back there and soak up the sun, be near the water. It felt really great. Okay, yay. Thanks, Carla. Let me find it on my slide deck. Okay. So that was a wonderful evening where Elena and I met Carla. And that was crazy because, well, I know like we say that a lot, but it really felt like we met before. It really felt like we knew each other. And I know like we messaged each other quite a lot, but it felt like it wasn't awkward at all. The conversation flew all night. It was like such a cool night, like really like old friends reunited together and having like such cool conversation, women conversation, but also like old friends seeing in each other for a long time. So it felt really, really great. And also like we're living similar situation with our businesses, with our families, with our friends, the spiritual awakening stuff, and also like the fact that not a lot of people around us understand our situation. If they're not like watching the videos like you guys, they don't really understand what was going on with us. So it felt really good to be able to connect and relate to each other's experiences. And Carla, you are such a beautiful soul. Honestly, like you are amazing. You are shining so much. So thank you so much for the amazing night. And I'm sure you can see on the picture, like we were quite happy to be here and we got a wonderful evening all together. So she says, "Yay, I love the picture."
That
Yeah,
is such a beautiful picture of all three of you.
Yeah.
right. And thank you so much, Meg. And yeah, I feel like we were such like in a peaceful energy, even though like it was the first night we got there, Elena and I, and we just got off the plane. And I felt like the energy was like weird, like very hectic and like, eh. So I was like having a hard time to ground myself. But like the fact that we saw Carla and like, I was like, we were in our own bubble. And I can feel like we can see that on the picture. We were having our little own bubble of energy. So that was super cool. Uh, Oh, Carla saying, definitely felt like I was with family. You both are so beautiful people. Thank you. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. We had an amazing night. So, yeah, so that's what was up with me. So, you've been traveling, Meg, to Italy. I've been going on a little trip here to Miami. So, Sophie, you're the next one.
I'm the next one, and I'm traveling in 2 weeks. So Soon.
Yay! Do you want to share what you'll be doing?
Yeah, of course. I'm going for a workshop in New York State. It's a workshop. It's by the Dr. Brian L. Weiss. It's a psychiatrist. He has spent, I think it's now 40 years or something like that, researching on past life regression. And he had written many, many books that are really popular on a topic. And basically, it's a workshop for 2 full days or 3 full days, I think, where we go under regression. And apparently, everybody that is in the workshop at the same time have a certain link. That's the way it goes because he has been doing those workshops for many years. There's even a book on those workshops, and people that are meeting there's no mistakes. They have a link with past lives. So very interesting. I'm excited.
Wow, that's going to be exciting. And I know how passionate you are about past lives, having your sun conjunct your south node. So you're going to be very happy, I'm sure, about that. Maria says, what a beautiful picture. You all look truly happy and comfortable with each other. Well, thank you, Maria. But yeah, exactly. It felt very familiar and very recharging also. And speaking about the beautiful Carla, I'd like also to share her beautiful pyramid for tonight. So that's going to be for one of you lucky supporters from the super chat on Maison Jupiter, of course. So she has for us tonight the pyramid Liberty. So let's look at that together.
Hello, everyone. This is Carla from Ascension Organized. I hope you're doing amazing today. I have another piece for you. The name is Liberty. So Liberty is made of blue angelite, moonstone, lapis lazuli, white crystal quartz, aluminum metals, and the tree of life symbol in silver. So Liberty stands for freedom, feeling empowered to speak our own truth, show our true self, and being protected while we do so. So angelite is a great stone for that. It is a very powerful communication stone that brings positivity and serenity. Lapis lazuli connects to the throat chakra, helping us speak our truth. And moonstone is a very powerful protection stone. White quartz is there to help with clearing and healing and just amplify the properties of all the other crystals. I'll give it a quick turn so you can see it. And there's Liberty. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate that. And also, we've got a beautiful pyramid also for one of you lucky supporters for tonight. Tonight, it's going to be the fire candle from the Beyond Mystic Element collection from the beautiful Elena. So this particular candle was JC's special demand because he really loves that scent. This is tobacco vanilla. So very warm, very spicy, and also subtle. So it's not too much because I personally not a fan of tobacco, but this one really, it's a really nice scent. I don't have a good scent vocabulary, but it really smells good. And the crystal that's infused in those amazing candles are bigger than the other collection. And this one is a tiger eye. So very protecting, very grounding also, and very good to start new things because it's the fire element, right? So I chose this one for tonight because we got a lot of planets in fire signs. So I thought it was going to be an interesting choice. Okay, let's start by talking about this solstice, which I'm very excited about. And I'm just going to share with you, someone sent me a video that was from Pam Gregory. I don't know if you saw this video, Meg or Sophie. So this video is called Conversation with Magenta Pixie about the Cancer solstice. So, and the other lady, I'm just going to show her to you. So that's Magenta Pixie, and she's a channeler. She channels a group of ETs, I believe. And they were talking about, and well, mostly Magenta, she was talking about how the ley lines, many ley lines on the earth would get very much activated during the solstice. So she was saying it was like energetically a very important event. And that if we felt guided to go to a specific location, and that's tomorrow, so I'm just going to remind everybody. So that would be like a good indication that we were meant to be on that particular site. So it doesn't need to be international or very far away from your home. But if you have a spot in mind that you feel guided to go to. And she said also that surrounding yourself with spiritually awakened people that are on the same wavelength would be super powerful on those ley lines. So I really love that video. By the way, that was a great one. I'd like to ask you both about, first of all, what are your thoughts about the solstice? And maybe I'll start with Sophie, if you want to share maybe intuitive feelings about it, but also if you can pull cards on what do the cards have to say about this eclipse.
So very interesting. As you were saying about the ley lines, I was like, we should all go to Oak Island all together and just manifest a big switch of vibration there and just move ahead a timeline in what is to come. But we have to plan those things maybe another time. But
where did you say? I didn't get that part.
Oak Island.
Ah, right. You guys did an amazing Psychic Spies episode on that. Yeah.
So let's take cards on the solstice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I'm still trying to bring together Sophie, Elena, and our mom to go to a star fort that's really nearby where we live. So when I listened to that video, I was like, I think we should go to that star fort that I've never been to, and that's right next to where I live.
We're going, don't worry. Okay, let's check the cards for this solstice. I'm still trying to pick up, while I shuffle the cards, intuition about the solstice. And we'll go with the cards. I think it will complete it. King of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the last card would be Queen of Pentacles. Okay, very interesting. Underneath the deck, we have the Moon. Mm-hmm. What is really interesting is that we have King and Queen of Pentacles right away. So this energy of more Pisces, this energy of the Moon that we have, also maybe more stuck in illusions, maybe more fearful, maybe more into, like you said, escape. Those things that are in loop, limiting belief also with those cards, dream that are maybe more nightmares. All of this gets purified by the power of the earth. All of those things get purified. If you have crystals, I would really suggest that you sage them tonight or put them in salt, and that tomorrow during the solstice, you take them in your hands or you wear them if you can wear them. Something solid. If you have gold, silver, I think also it can help have metals. Anything that is 3D would really help you ground those energy and to release them. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry. Just pick up a stone outside, put all of your worry and all of your bad stuff in it, and just go dig a hole in the ground and just put it there tomorrow at the solstice. You need to just put something in the 3D back into the earth.
Oh, I love that. Well, we're going to do that tomorrow, Sophie. I hope you're ready. And it's interesting that you got both the Queen and the King of Pentacles, because we were looking at the chart with Meg right before recording, and let me show it to you. So this is going to be the chart for the solstice. So the solstice happens when the sun is at 0 degrees, 0 minutes of Cancer. So that's one of the 4 important points, let's just say, on the ecliptic, where here when the sun enters Aries, there's an equinox. Here there's a solstice. Enters Libra, there's another equinox. And when it enters Capricorn, there's the other solstice. So I should have closed my window, sorry. So when the sun enters Cancer, well, it's interesting because here in the Northern Hemisphere, we have the longest days, so the most amount of hours of light, of sunlight. But also the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? So if we look at where the moon is, it's right here together with Venus and Mars in the sign of Leo, which Meg pointed out that it's ruled by the sun. So we have both the sun and moon energy that's very much emphasized during the solstice. And it's interesting because you're bringing up also this feminine, masculine type of balance between both energies. So Meg, I'd like to ask you about what's your first feelings about the solstice, and what do you think about this moon, sun, feminine, masculine energy?
Well, I love the summer solstice because this is the time of light and love and celebration. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you have your summer solstice when we would have our winter solstice. So it's a little bit switched around, but most of us, I think, watching are going to be having the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. And this is when the sun is at its absolute, what we call height of power. So as Julie said, we have the longest days of the year. And it's really cool. I'm from Canada, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. But where I am right now in Belgium, I think it's a little bit more north than Toronto, Ontario. And here, the sun was out until midnight today. So the sun really stays out for a long time on the summer solstice. The sun is at its height of power. And the sun is light and life force and creativity and celebration and having fun. So this is a time of being in the light, being in the celebration of light, getting activated by the sun, if possible. I pulled that astrology card for the sun.
Wow, I love that.
Activate.
How
So
relevant for the solstice.
how relevant, yeah. And what we need on this planet right now is love and light and gratitude and celebration and high vibration. So I totally agree with you, Julie. This would actually be a really good couple days to not even look at social media if possible, to try to be off the phones as much as possible and be in that summer solstice energy of enjoying life. See friends or family that you haven't seen for a while, dance, go dancing, dance alone in your, room or your house, or go out dancing somewhere. Those summer energies, it's about activating and life force. And it's known in astrology and esoterica that the dark side of life, the bad guys, are not in a powerful position when we are around the summer solstice, that there's a lot of cleansing that happens to the dark arts guys around this time because it's such high frequency. And ever since we started entering the age of Aquarius, which different astrologers will say different things, but I think 2012 was a really big activation time of us switching into that greater age. The years have been becoming lighter and lighter on the planet. It may seem chaotic. It may seem like it's going in a crazy place, but that's because things are getting cleansed out that need to get cleansed. They need to come to the surface. And so with each summer solstice that we start to have, as every year go by, it actually goes into a higher and higher vibration, which is really cool. So really powerful time to do whatever practices resonate with you guys, to be in that love, light, celebration, gratitude, and creativity frequency.
I love that. I'm sorry, Sophie?
And abundance, because what you're saying, Meg, is also with the card that I had matched totally, where king and queen, in Pentacles is also abundance, seeing your raw talent, seeing your self-worth, just being in the light, like you said, purging the bad stuff, the darker stuff, and just appreciate your own light, appreciate what you bring to this world, and just resonate to that vibration.
Yeah.
I love that. And Meg, are you going to do something special? Did you feel guided to go in some specific location tomorrow? Do you have something in mind?
Well, I didn't really have anything particularly special in mind. I think I'll do a little celebration at home with my fiance. I was very blessed on the last sacred kind of turning of the wheel day on Beltane. I got to go to Glastonbury and celebrate that. So, and I saw today that they did a live feed from Stonehenge of the solstice going through the stones and stuff like that. So you guys can actually tune into some of the sacred sites to watch, like on their Facebook pages or Instagram pages, the points where the sun goes right through the stones, the sacred stones. So like you said, it's a very powerful time, Julie, of the ley lines getting activated, the sacred sites getting activated. And there's sacred sites all over the place. So you may think, oh, I live in Ontario, there's not a sacred site. Yeah, there are. And it's powerful for you to go out there at the solstices or the equinoxes. Or if not a sacred site, then a forest or a lake or somewhere in nature, because the whole earth gets activated. So Really
So
cool.
true, so true. And when I was watching this video with Pam Gregory and Magenta Pixie, in my head I'm like, well, I can't really travel tomorrow, but then they were like, you don't need to. Maybe there's a place you feel guided to in nature around you, and it's so true. And very funny because I've been living where I am for 3 years, and I never noticed that I have this star fort right, like almost next door to where I live. So that's JC because he came nearby for some event recently, and he said, "Are you aware that there's a star fort near your place?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" So we're going to discover this, and very ironic because it was closed for I think 3 years. So I think it was yeah, purposefully done because they were preventing people from maybe being activated or activating the ley lines even more. So, Sophie, I have a question for you and for the cards. What can the cards tell us about the activation of the ley lines? Is the solstice an important event for the activation of the ley line?
Justice card. Absolutely. Bring balance back in. It's like Meg said, it's an activation. But what you do on those days, because there's not just one solstice, what you do on important days like this one on this side would be, and we have this purple in the third eye, very, very strong. So what you do is actually you can manifest the best vibration for what is to come. So by being there and doing something, you're actually helping to manifest the best out of it. If we were to forget all the ritual, all the activation, and do nothing, I think that we can go with the lower manifestation. But being there and doing something about it, we're actually helping the world manifest the best outcome possible.
Wow, I love that. That's very powerful because it ties in the personal intention, but also with the collective intention. Because this is going to be, I feel, a powerful day, and maybe just not the day of, but also the days surrounding the solstice. Wow, yeah. So Mandy May is saying, I'm excited to be taking a class this Saturday to learn to read the Akashic record. Just wanted to share. Love you all. Well, thank you so much, Mandy. And I feel like that's a beautiful practice for near the solstice, the summer solstice, because Cancer is a cardinal sign. So starting something new, I feel is very, very positive. Thank you for sharing. And also, I want to thank Jamie right here. Thank you for your support, Jamie. And I have 2 questions here, so we'll get to your questions. Thank you, Maria. And we'll get to your question more towards the end. And also, thank you, Carolyn, so much for your question also. So yeah, and Esmeralda is saying activate the pineal gland. Yeah, like the card that you just held up with the flash here. So that would make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, I'll put it back on the screen. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Meg. So let me know, because I know you've been moving a little bit around, visiting some different places, different countries, and because you're such like an empath, an intuitive person, I'd like to know what's the different energies that you've been feeling. Let's say where you live right now, in Belgium, where you're from, more in the Toronto area, and also Italy. So what was the difference in energy that you could feel?
That's a very, very good question. Belgium is really, really interesting because it is the heart of the European Union. So the European Union was created, I'll be careful what I say here on YouTube, but as a lot of us know, to do some funny business, and it's the seat of a lot of dark art stuff that goes on. So Brussels, Belgium, there's a lot of elites that live in Belgium. So there's been a lot of, certain networks, I'll be careful with my words, that have been situated in Belgium and working out of Belgium. And a lot of the elites from other countries would come into Belgium to do things together in the castles. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I would highly recommend Annika Lucas's work. She's a Belgian survivor of the elite networks, if you guys know what I mean.
Yep.
So Belgium has like a lot of darkness that has happened here in recent history with the elites. But I feel right now with Belgium, a lot of people are waking up at the moment. Like
Mm.
a lot of people are waking up. Everywhere I go, I meet people that are not vaccinated. Yet we're told that Belgium is like one of the most vaccinated countries in Europe. Like literally everywhere I go, to the restaurant, to the clothing store, to the gas station, like meeting my fiance's friends, like people are just, it's not the same as what the news is being projected. People are very awake to what is going on. And I think, so Belgium is cleansing, clearing a lot of what's going on as the heart of the European Union, which I do think is going to be falling in the near future, the European Union.
Saturn return, right?
It's going through its Saturn return. Yeah, very, very intense. But I do think that Belgium has a lost history of some sort that has been taken away from the mainstream because there is a very special energy here. There's a very magical energy here. I think a lot of the people are magical here, and some of them may not even realize it. Like there's something going on here. Belgium is has tons of these churches everywhere that I heard from one of my friends in medieval times. The bells would cleanse the fields. Like, so we're told today in the mainstream that it's just churches and the bells would go off to tell the time, but they actually did like sound healing through the fields. There were all these very interesting things going on.
Wow.
So I think Europe is going through a huge activation right now. That's what I feel when I've been in Brussels, when I've gone to Italy, in the capitals. A lot of the capital buildings, when I look at them, feel completely dead to me. Like whenever I walk past the European Union headquarters or the government buildings, they feel like completely dead and that something new is about to be birthed, like a revolution or something like that. So it's a very different energy from Canada, in my experience in the past 3 years, because I think it was easier for Europeans in general to wake up to what was going on because they had in their recent history World War I and World War II. And like everyone I know here in Belgium has family that was affected by the wars, people killed or, actual experiences. Whereas in Canada and the US, and I don't mean to diss any of us Canadians or Americans, we have not experienced a world war or a war like on our land in the recent history. So especially in Canada, we have this thing where I think in the collective, we thought we were safe. We thought we were untouchable, that, it was the best country in the world and nothing crazy could ever happen. And then we have, dictator Justin Castro. And I think as crazy as
YouTube, be careful.
She's too used to being on Rumble or the IAP.
But, it's, I think he actually played the greatest role that we ever needed because he woke up Canada. And because we've gone through what we've gone through the past few years, like Europe, not necessarily a world war, but a different kind of psychological war, if you will, or spiritual war, it woke us up to what the government is all about, to the control system. So I would say overall, the population of Europe is a little bit more ahead in the consciousness of being more awakened overall. But I think Canada is getting there too, if that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense. And so Italy and Brussels would be kind of similar in your opinion.
Like where I went in Italy, I went to Rome and then Sicily. But I feel like when I'm in these European capitals, when I was saying the government buildings, it's like a completely dead energy. Like I even feel tired when I walk by it, like just dead energy. So that's a good sign to me as an intuitive energy.
Yeah, it's so interesting what you bring up with the difference between Europe and North America. I have an Italian friend who's been in Canada very recently, and he was saying that oh, there's no corruption here in Canada, but he's from Sicily, so in his mind, like there's a lot of corruption over there, but he's like, oh, this is so different. But I'm like, not so much. It's just not in your face as much, but it's here. So maybe there's a difference of whether it's put in your face or very subtle. And Connie's saying spiritual war. Yes, very much so. So it's, let's say you have to be more attuned to your intuition and to subtle things, maybe more here, to understand that you are indeed in a corrupted country and in a spiritual war.
But those who want to stay asleep, they can more easily hear. Where if it's more in your face, like you were saying, they have to face it and they have to agree to it or not, but they're taking a side. Where if this is not in your face, it's hidden, and you're not wanting to wake up, it's easy.
Yeah, you're right. Because I guess when you have family that passed with the Second World War, and if you have a conscious memory of your family and friends being affected by those political decisions, then it's kind of here in your memory, whether if it's generations ago or if it's further from you. I feel like it might be more distant from your energetic field, I guess. Interesting. Let us know in the chat what you think about that, because I know a couple of you are watching from Europe, others from Australia, New Zealand, and other ones are from the northern hemisphere. So let us know. Okay, and let's go back to the solstice before we change topic here, because I feel like it's such an interesting and important event. So Sophie, you were saying that with the cards that you had, we had the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and you were saying bring back something to the earth, give back something to the earth. Is there something else that would be a good practice that the card would like us to know? Let's say how to best manifest this energy of the solstice, like a powerful practice or ritual of some kind?
I think it was it's interesting how you heard it, how I wanted to say it, and I don't think it's a wrong way that you're saying this. I think how I wanted to speak this, it's more about return to the earth, to be purge what you don't want anymore, but also to put a seed in the ground of what you want, your intention. So I think it is going to be two things separately. But King of and Queen of Pentacles also can be honor your ancestors.
I love that.
Very interesting that we spoke just a few minutes ago. You both spoke about family, recent family that were into wars and maybe were more in revolutions somehow, and more physically into one camp or another. So I think that just honoring where you come from and maybe purging for them also from the ancestry line some of the things that were done to your family or that your family have done, each side, or something that it could be just a physical trait that is passed down or the limiting belief that is passed down. We can just put it down to earth and put it back to the ground and just reclaim our power, and maybe plant a tree to start something new and fresh, to start a new generation from something more powerful. Something like that would be a good ritual, I think, for the solstice.
Wow, I love that. And it makes sense also with this balance, because it's the day where the days are balanced, right? Like the light. No, I'm messing up with the equinox, but this is the day where the masculine and the feminine is balanced, because we got the sun and the moon. So that would make sense a lot, that we have to give something away, let go of something that's not serving our highest good anymore, whether it's from the ancestral line, our family, and plant something new. So I love that, Sophie. It really makes a lot of sense. And let's look at the chart a little bit before we switch. So as we said here, I think one of the most important thing that I saw for the chart of the solstice, so you see here the sun is at 0 degree of Cancer, is this little party of planets here. So Moon, Venus, and Mars. So we got the cosmic lovers that are together for the whole month of June. So you can see Mars and Venus in the sign of Leo. So that's the sign of the heart chakra, love, romance, joy, fun, pleasure, children also. Anything like getting back to your own inner child, finding the joy back into your life, but also the divine feminine and the divine masculine balance within yourself. And also the moon is there. So very heartfelt, very interesting. And so I'd like to talk about the subject about relationships, because I have a feeling this is going to be very, very important. So first, I'd like to ask you, Meg, because we've got this conjunction going on for the whole month of June. And then mid-July, we're going to have a Venus retrograde. And near this retrograde, we also have the nodes moving in the relationship axis. So a lot of emphasis on Venus, on the relationships. So what do you think about all those three astrological aspects together?
Yeah, I think this is the start of the whole next year and a half. While the nodes are going to be in Aries and Libra, we're going to be talking about relationships. This is going to be an absolutely huge theme. So, the masculine and the feminine, as you said, Julie, are really highlighted with the solstice, with that Venus-Mars conjunction and the sun in Cancer and the moon in Leo, those signs in their, opposite ruling planets. So it's very much about, and it's funny, synchronistic, because I was having clients today and we were talking about the masculine and feminine energies and how to actually be in a healthy relationship, someone has to be in more of the masculine and someone has to be in more of the feminine. Okay, that's one way of doing things. Not saying that that works for everyone, but I noticed that with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're usually it's a woman, but not always, that is in the feminine role and the man in the masculine role. And so I think that that's going to be a really big topic starting now and coming up with relationships being highlighted. And I also want to say too, with the summer solstice, this is a time for us to really soak in the sun during this solstice and this whole summertime, because we are in these times of really great change and intense things going on. And the summer, fills us up with light and energy so that when we go back into the autumn equinox, the turning of the wheel, and into the winter solstice, we really spent that time celebrating at the summer solstice, celebrating in the summer, filling ourselves up with the sun energy and the warm weather. So I just wanted to say that that's really important for us to be soaking it all up, and that does nourish us, right? What were you asking in particular about relationships, Julie, with the three different things going on?
So the conjunction between Mars, Venus, the moon for the solstice is much like, I feel like more like a high frequency type of reunion between the feminine and the masculine. But then Venus is going retrograde, and then we got the South Node entering Libra. So how do you feel that's going to maybe affect relationships in general?
I think a lot of people are being activated right now with this Venus conjunct Mars. Mars energizes whatever he's conjunct. So he's energizing the quality of Venus. And yes, Venus is beauty, divine feminine, romance and love, but it's also our values. So our values are being really highlighted and amplified. And I think those that are in relationships where there's very different values, that's going to be extremely highlighted during the Venus retrograde. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of breakups or realization that there will need to be a breakup in certain relationships. And even for people in relationships, a reassessing of the values, Venus, and where people are in relationships. Even if you're in a relationship and it's healthy, you're not out of the park with this Venus retrograde, because it's about reviewing and reflecting on the qualities of Venus. And one of the most beautiful things in life is to be in love and to be in a healthy relationship. That's Leo, romance and flirting and being in that energy. And we're all worthy of that. So this is even a time for us to be finding love, I think, during Venus retrograde as well, because Venus is very highlighted, and during this Venus conjunct Mars as well. So it is a good time to be focusing on love life, what serves you, what doesn't serve you. And, if there's been something that's been going on for a long time and it's not working anymore, whether that's a relationship that needs to end or a certain pattern in a relationship that needs to end, this is a really good time. It's the natural time, actually, with the Venus retrograde to step into that and really look at that and make decisions and actions based on that.
I love that. Thank you, Meg. And yeah, as you said, like a very good chance to reevaluate, but also self-worth issues, right? The way you see yourself, how do you view your own value? Yeah, wow, yeah, that speaks a lot to me. Sophie, what can the cards tell us about this upcoming Venus retrograde? How best to utilize this energy? Yeah, we all deserve love. I love that. Well said.
Traveling is the first one, Three of Wands, and then we have the High Priest. So we have how do you say that? The Hierophant. So in this one, it's called otherwise, but it's the same as the number 5 of the Major Arcana. So those two together makes me feel that if you are in a relationship and you are not, if you're getting married or if you want to go to the next step, I think it's really saying, well, just have fun right now to test it out. So I think it's bigger picture. See the bigger picture. Test it out. Have fun. Leo would be have fun. Take a distance from the should I. Take a distance from a Capricorn energy, the responsibility, and maybe more into the lovey-dovey, going more into the natural, what is there, what brings you joy, both of you, and honor. We're talking about values. Well, do you value a partner? Do you value your own time? Do you value your own personality in this relationship? Do you like yourself in this relationship? So there's a notion of the commitment that is in this relationship is going to be tested through either traveling or taking a step back in this, and to honor and to have to bring back this connection, if it's with you or with this partner through this relationship.
I love that. And one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm in this reflection mode in regards to relationship or any kind of issue, get a consultation is probably one of my favorite things. So if you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation with either Sophie or Meg, and Kristen also, you can do so on maisonjupiter.com. And also don't forget to use Beyond Mystic for 10% off. So I feel like you guys are going to be probably even more popular than already, and you're already very popular. So because of this very high emphasis on relationships, because sometimes we're under let's say the honeymoon phase spell, and we can't see clearly, and especially because also now we've got a Sun square Neptune still active, so it's hard to make sense sometimes of what's the reality. And so if you'd like to get a session with either Sophie or Meg with the astrology or with the tarot cards, I think that's kind of one of the best things to do for this Venus retrograde phase. Sophie, let us know, to start with you, how does a session with you work exactly? What topics do you cover? What questions, what type of aspects of life do you cover?
So when it comes to love, I think with past life, that's my second specialty. I love doing love readings. And when there's a question about love, what other readers I don't see a lot doing is that what I would do is I would read from their point of view. So you get information that normally you would not get just trying to figure things out by yourself. So I'm looking at what is your partner thinking, feeling at this moment in regards of you in this relationship, and then what is coming next, and how we need to address the future to get the best result. But if there is no question about relationship, I always start my session by asking, how can I help you? What is your priority for today? So if you have precise question, we go with your question. If you just want me to do an astrological reading where I look at aspect of your life and telling you what is coming next, I go with this and I just adjust with the need for that day.
I love it. And you are indeed really good at questions surrounding relationships. Thank you. And what about you, Meg? Can you share a little bit on how a session with you works exactly? What kind of topics do you cover with the clients?
Mm-hmm. So if it's a birth chart consultation, then we go into your sacred astrological chart, which is completely unique to you. And I don't think an astrological chart gets repeated for 28,000 years. So
Wow.
we all have a totally unique chart. It's really, really special. And we can look at really any aspect of life from the astrology chart. That's what's so cool about it. So same with Sophie, I like to ask the clients, what is it that you would like to get out of the session? What are your focuses? Do you want me to do just a general reading? I am an astrologer, but I'm also a psychic medium and intuitive empath. So I do use like my intuitive skills at the same time with the astrology, which is always very fun. And yeah, in terms of relationships, we can see what are your aspects for love? What are the best signs for you to be with? What are the archetypes for you to be learning from? So it's really, really powerful stuff. And then with the 1 year personal forecast, that's looking at your year ahead with the astrology, seeing what's coming up. And if you have any particular questions about anything, we can look at that with your charts as well.
I love that. And yes, it's true. You are really good at bridging together your intuition and also the astrology. So I love the way that you bridge together all of that stuff.
Thank you.
Amazing. So is it time to reveal our little project, Meg? Do you think you're
Are we
ready for it?
now? Oh my God. I didn't know we were going to do that right now. Okay.
I think we can give it a little preview, maybe.
Okay.
What do you think?
You want to say it? I don't know what to say.
Okay, I'll start. You're so cute. Okay. So it's interesting. I'll start with I'm having, first of all, right now a transit of Uranus going over my midheaven. So Uranus, well, is a lot of things, but it can be sudden changes, it can be awakenings, it can be connection to ETs, it can be astrology. So it can be many things that as you see. And it's hitting my midheaven. So the point that talks about career and public work. So I had a session with Meg a few months ago, and she was giving me a couple of possibilities of what this could be talking about. And now I think I can really grasp what's happening. So we both, and it's funny because Meg has the same degree where Uranus is hitting my midheaven. She has it on her ascendant. So
Yeah.
Uranus is in your ascendant. So, and we were both guided very strongly to start an astrology course on the academy. And I know you guys are asking for it. Libby's saying drum roll. I messed up the timing here. But yeah, and I know you guys have been asking for it for quite a while, but I kind of knew it was like something that we couldn't half-ass it. It was going to be either we give it our all for a couple months or nothing at all. So, and I think Meg, you're similar as I am. Like we give it our all once we get involved into a project. So we want to make sure it's as perfect as we can. So, so we'll be giving you some more details. The launch is going to be in July. So we're going to give you, I don't have a cover yet. I just wanted to share this amazing news with all of you. Finally, yes, finally. Yeah. Awesome. So, and yes, astrology, even if we're talking about just the fundamentals of it, is quite a lot of information because you have to talk about the planets, the signs and the houses. So we're trying to find a way to do it as fun as we can, as interactive as we can, but also interesting and relevant information. Did I say it all?
Totally. Yeah. And it makes me feel a little bit emotional because I'm so passionate about the astrology, as I know you are too, Julie. And I think it's safe for me to say that it's changed both of our lives. Like, I feel so grateful to be an astrologer, to have had my godmother, who was an astrologer, share that with me from when I was a child, to have this information with me. And it's just so powerful and life-changing and empowering for people to know their astrology. And once you guys, whoever is going to be doing this course, it's not just for you. You're going to be sharing this sacred information with your loved ones, your family, and your friends. And it's just so powerful to get back in connection with our natural calendar and our natural time. And I'm so freaking excited. I'm so excited.
Me too. And you know what? Like, I just realized when you said that, our aunt, our French aunt, is also an astrologer. So
Wow.
this is crazy, right? Like, and I remember she produced my birth chart, and back then she was doing it like by hand, and she typed it like I think it's like 15 or 20 pages long. And I think she did it when I was 2 years old, and I found it again when I was like a teenager. And it's crazy, like how it describes me so well. So I think we all were guided into this, and well, we were guided into this, obviously. And yeah, very excited to share this all with you guys.
It's so crazy that, sorry to interrupt you, it is really crazy that you have Uranus right on your midheaven and I have Uranus right on my rising. Like, that just shows that we're destined to do this together and share this information. So that's so
crazy
cool.
because like I knew a while ago I had to start this course, but like I didn't have clarity on how to do it exactly. I didn't have the formula in my head. And then when I met you, I was like, I think that was the missing puzzle pieces. And I think it's going to be so cool to do it together. So very, very, very excited. Okay, we have quite a lot of questions, so I'm going to pick some for you guys. Well, first of all, thank you so much. Go Wench Peterson. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. And thank you so much. Be balanced. I'm just going to mention here, everybody. Thank you so much, Jamie. Okay, Maria. So maybe a question for Sophie. Let's start with you. I always look forward to this show. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Wondering if the cards can let me know what will be coming my way the next 6 months. Gemini Sun, Virgo Moon, Capricorn Rising.
Okay. Romance is in the air.
Ooh.
Okay. We have good and bad. So I'm going to give you, I never sugarcoat, but I will be respectful since you're not in front of me to tell me what I can share and what I cannot share. So I do see a new beginning. We have the Lovers and Ace of Pentacles underneath romance card, guys. This is beautiful. Okay. So if you are already in a committed partnership, there is something really romantic coming up, maybe even a surprise. Something is going to be really beautiful for the next few months. Okay. If you are not a committed relationship with those cards, you are manifesting something into your life. We have subconscious, this is dream, and we have this card of romance. Something is manifesting in your love life. And since we are talking about romance in this solstice, there is a brand new beginning. It can be also with somebody that you already know from past lives. So let's see. So, now for the not so good cards, I will go over them also. You want to look at a departure for somebody from the family. So it's not going to be easy. This is also, like we talked about, there is giving something and receiving something. There's a balance. Well, I also see it in your cards. There is a structure, something that is meaningful in your life that may go away. And the universe is really saying you're going to be supported through this, but it's really something that is coming for you. It may feel like some security is leaving your life. I'm not talking about money here. I'm not maybe changing home or somebody from the family passing over, something of the kind. I want to be respectful, so I'm not going to dig too much since you're not in front of me.
Well, thank you, Sophie. And as you said, it's always like a mixed bag of surprises from the universe. So I hope there's going to be a lot of love and romance coming into your life, Maria. Thank you so much. Okay, Meg, I'm gonna try to choose a question here. Okay. Oh, interesting. Chrissy. Happy birthday, Chrissy. So she's having her birthday today. Very happy birthday and solar return to you. So Gemini sun right on the cusp because about to enter Cancer, Virgo rising and Aquarius moon. Thank you, ladies. So if you want, I can share my wheel if that's going to help you, or you can pull some cards, whatever.
I'll pull some cards and we can look at the wheel because it's your birthday, Chrissy. So happy birthday and solar return. And you're a solstice baby. So you're someone that was born around the solstice, which is really, really powerful and like a portal energy. So you're like a literal portal walking around, activating everybody all the time.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. This is powerful. Leo card. And you've got a stellium in Leo for your birthday. Is the moon in Leo right now, Julie? Or is that tomorrow?
It is.
It is.
Right
so,
here.
Yeah. So this is about passion, creativity, enjoying life, romance, boldness, and courage. Chrissy, this is, I think, a really nice solar return that you have. You have a Leo stellium, you have Venus conjunct Mars. This is passion and having the energy to want to go towards your values and things that you want to manifest, Venus. So also just in terms of the current transits, you're an Aquarius moon. And we're going to have, starting in January, Pluto back in Aquarius. So anybody who has Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, we're stepping into you guys getting activated with Pluto. Now that Pluto has entered Aquarius, the Capricorns have been going through that since 2008. So the Capricorns are like, yeah, graduation party, congratulations, Capricorns, but that's another story. So this is a really big time, Chrissy, of transformation, of you stepping into, I'm feeling like your passions and things that you want to do and putting yourself out there. Okay. And I keep hearing the word value. We pulled the Taurus card as well. Being in your values, knowing your value and your self-worth. And I'm hearing Spirit say, you are very, very good at what you do, and Spirit recognizes that you are very good at what you do, and your ancestors are with you and wanting you to know that you are highly gifted at your interests. Okay, so I feel that like very strong. So believe in yourself and share your light, and happy solar return.
Wow, thank you so much, Meg. I love that. Happy solar return to you, Chrissy. I hope you had a wonderful day. Okay, here we go. We continue. Okay, I have a question here from Germaine Gaucher. What do I need to know at this time? She's a Gemini sun, so lots of Gemini suns. Gemini sun, thank you, much gratitude.
There's a vacation in your card. I'd like to see this card. It's a vacation card. Let's take tarot cards that goes with it. I think you're very much due for a vacation. If you just came back, that could be that also, but otherwise you're going. I don't know if it's already planned or if you're just thinking about this, but you deserve it at this point. Yes. Oh my God. You deserve it at this point. 10 of Swords. This is in your past. I don't know what you're doing, but now it's the time to just relax, to just go out, just celebrate. it's really vacation time for you. So what do you need to know? Well, you need to know that it's time to be with friends. It's time to be with family. It's time to take a trip. If you don't want to go somewhere by plane, go by road. No need to go with a big vacation, but you do need a time off. You absolutely need to get some fresh air, and you need to be surrounded by people that loves you. Carter vacation, we cannot make that up. So absolutely go with friends, judgment, and temperance. You need to celebrate, you need to have good times. And sometimes we feel like we need to be productive at all time. We don't need to. It's the time to right now be lazy, celebrate, have fun.
Allow yourself to be lazy. I love that. Libby says, beautiful, powerful reading. Yes, thank you so much, Libby. Okay, maybe 2 last questions. Okay, we got a lot of questions tonight. I'll try to do my best here. So one question for you, Meg, from Yolanda. Hi, thanks for all you do. Would love some insight on what's going on in my bubble. She's a Pisces sun, Aries rising, and Libra moon. So maybe if you'd like to pull some cards, or if you have any intuition coming up for Yolanda.
So, okay, I knew that the next person was going to be a Pisces.
Really?
And I was feeling grounding mats and earthing products. Okay. So we've got Saturn in Pisces right now. We've got Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, in his home sign in the last degrees. So Pisces are getting really hit hard right now. So not saying, Yolanda, that you're not grounded, okay, because I'm not feeling like you have issues with grounding. It's you're very, very sensitive to the energies around you, Pisces, and getting outside barefoot, doing earthing, doing grounding. I'm really feeling that is important for you right now. It is a time where Pisces can be feeling more tired than maybe usual with Saturn being in Pisces. And I'll have to look at what Saturn is doing this week, because there's something about, I'm feeling this week in particular, Pisces may be feeling the energy of Saturn more strong than usual.
Well, as you said, Sophie, before going live, Saturn just turned retrograde in the sign of Pisces. So maybe.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Brain fart, Meg brain fart, the astrology. Forgot that Saturn just went retrograde, of course. So yeah, look into the earthing products or grounding, the earthing movie. I'm really feeling that for you, Yolanda. And I also pulled these 2 astrology cards, Pluto, rebirth, and Uman Koli, root. Uman Koli is the bottom middle position of the chart. So this is about healing and transformation and things coming up to the surface. So maybe I'm also picking up to be outside and get grounded and do earthing, because maybe there's something you're processing or going through at the moment. I'm also hearing to drink more water. So I feel like you're on the right track. It's just doing self-care is important right now. And you're going through a big transformation. So Pisces, it's a really powerful time for you guys. Stepping into your gifts, whether that's spiritual or creative. I'm noticing a lot of Pisces suns doing that right now.
I love that. Thank you, Meg. And I hope it helps, Yolanda. Yeah, lots of good information here for Pisces and the need to ground. Okay, one last one for Sophie. So, okay, interesting one. And I think I had a lot of dreams about losing my teeth. Okay, Carolyn asks, could you please tell me why I'm losing my teeth? Is there a spiritual reason? She's a Leo rising, Pisces sun again. I just thought about it. Saturn rules the teeth in astrology, and it's going retrograde. And Aquarius moon. Thank you, lovely ladies, for all you do.
Do you want to take that one, Julie?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to take that one?
No. This is yours.
It's okay. Just because you had this insight, so I didn't know if you had more information about this.
No, not all the Pisces I think are going to lose their teeth, but definitely there's a reason between Saturn, which rules bones and teeth, going retrograde. So it's like you have to deal with some stuff that maybe you were avoiding dealing with, some sort of responsibilities towards being more disciplined, or your bones or your teeth. So that would make sense.
So we have a devil with the card of poison. I'm not saying you're being poisoned. It's just a card that is arsenic. So what it's telling me is that inflammation is the card of the devil, and we have this. I think there's something that is either, so I'm not a doctor, but I'm just reading the cards here. And what I see is that there's something that is either too acid in what you drink or eat, or not an acid enough. So there's something about, how do you say pH? pH, something about the pH that is not the right level in what you're eating or drinking. So that's what they are giving me right there. There's also a mental component where there is a need. This is free spirit card, page of wands, and then we have always in my mind something looping. So we need to get out of that mental loop. So mental is also in this. So through those cards, I can ask you to maybe do more hypnosis, or it's really a hypnosis. I was going to say affirmation, but it's really hypnosis, subconscious work a lot here. The last thing is we have mental, we have physical, and we have emotional. It says that if you went through a grieving process recently, something may have come up where you are, and this is normally past life when we have those kind of things coming up, but where maybe you went through a breakup, or you lost someone, or you changed something, a grieving process in any way where you became more stress about things, and it's emotionally draining your energy. So we have mental energy draining, emotional energy draining, and we do have something physical as well.
Okay, well, I hope it helps. Carolyn is probably pointing you to a few relevant directions, so I hope it helps, and I hope you do find a solution for that. Okay, so yeah, I have some cool comments here. Maria is saying, I will need to make an appointment with you soon. Yes. And Odell is saying, a reading with Sophie, Meg, and Kristen is a wonderful gift. Thank you so much, Ocean Odell, for that. And yes, that's such a good reminder also. That's sometimes when it's someone's solar return or birthday, sometimes we don't know exactly what they need or what they want. So this is a really cool gifting option. I think it has a lot of value to it. So thank you, Ocean Odell, for reminding us. And if you would like to do so, of course, you can book on maisonjupiter.com, and don't forget to use Beyond Mystic in one word to get 10% off your next reading, either with Sophie, Meg, or Kristen. And also we have the bird charts here available on Maison Jupiter, and same discount code applies for the bird chart. So this is a digital art print of your own little blueprint, which is called your bird chart, and it's available in the color of your choice. And it also comes with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining your most important planet placements and alignment in your bird chart, so you can really start digging in this whole astrology topic, which is truly fascinating. So I think we are here at the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for staying with us until the very end. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, everybody. Wonderful energy here. So that was the Divine Feminine Oracle show for tonight, and sending you much love to everybody. Thank you so much, Megan, Sophie, for your amazing gifts and amazing intuition for tonight's show. And au revoir. Have a beautiful rest of your evening.
Bye.